If I asked you to point to yourself, you would probably point to your chest, or perhaps your face. But if we peel back the layers of biology, the question, what are you, gets complicated very quickly. Physically, you are a colony of cells. You are 3 pounds of wet tissue trapped inside a dark bone skull. You are 86 billion neurons and 100 trillion connections, firing in a ceaseless electrochemical storm. This is what you are, a biological machine, a processor of information. But that doesn't answer who you are. Because you don't feel like a colony of cells. You feel like a protagonist in a movie. You feel like you. This is the greatest mystery in the universe. Science calls it the hard problem. We can explain how your eye processes a photon of light, but we cannot explain how that physical process transforms into the subjective, emotional experience of seeing the color red. We can map the neurons that fire when you feel pain, but we cannot explain the feeling of the hurt itself. So who is the eye experiencing all of this? Neuroscience and ancient philosophy have converged on a startling conclusion. The self is not a thing. It is a story. Deep in the center of your brain, a system called the default mode network is constantly active when you aren't doing anything else. It is the storyteller. It stitches together your memories of the past and your projections of the future to create a consistent narrative. It tells you that the you who woke up this morning is the same you who went to sleep 5 years ago. But this is an illusion. Your biology is constantly changing. Your memories are not perfect recordings. They are reconstructions, rewritten every time you access them to fit who you are today. The self is not a statue carved in stone. It is a river. You are a process, not an object. And who is in control of this process? We like to think we are the CEO of our own minds, making logical, conscious decisions. But the reality is more humbling. Most of what your brain does happens in the dark. By the time you become consciously aware of a decision, like picking up a cup of coffee, your unconscious brain has often already prepared the movement milliseconds, sometimes seconds, in advance. You are driven by somatic markers, gut feelings, and biological alerts that bias your choices before you've even had a chance to think. You are influenced by your ancestors' trauma, your blood sugar, and the social expectations of those around you. This might sound terrifying. If you are just a biological machine driven by unconscious forces, with a self that is just a narrated illusion, do you exist? The answer is yes, but you are far more fluid than you think. Understanding that the self is a construction is not a loss of identity, it is a liberation. Because if you are a construction, you can be reconstructed. This is the promise of neuroplasticity. Your brain is not hardwired, it is live-wired. It changes with every thought, every practiced skill, and every moment of mindfulness. You are not a fixed entity. You are a shifting pattern of energy and information. You are the universe observing itself. So, what are you? You are the biological machinery of consciousness. And who are you? You are the story that machinery is writing, right now. And the best news is, you can edit the script.